William Smokey Robinson Jr., born February 19, 1940, in Detroit, Michigan, is a legendary American singer, songwriter, producer, and record executive. Widely regarded as one of the most influential figures in R&B and soul music, Robinson was raised in Detroit's North End, where his musical roots were shaped by gospel, jazz, and blues. His uncle gave him the nickname Smokey due to his light complexion and love for cowboy movies. Robinson's smooth tenor voice, poetic songwriting, and charismatic stage presence made him a cornerstone of Motown Records. Over a career that has spanned more than 6 decades, he has played the roles of performer, songwriter, and executive with equal brilliance. In 1955, Smokey co-founded the Five Chimes, which was later renamed The Miracles, with childhood friends. When they signed with Motown in 1960, they became the label's first major act. Smash hits like Shop Around, Motown's first million-seller, You've Really Got a Hold on Me, The Tracks of My Tears, I Second That Emotion, and Ooh Tears of a Clown helped define the Motown sound. Smokey's romantic lyricism and emotive delivery were central to the group's success. Beyond the Miracles, Robinson wrote chart toppers for other Motown artists, including My Guy for Mary Wells, My Girl, and Get Ready for the Temptations, and Ain't That Peculiar for Marvin Gaye. His writing style, rich in emotion and universal themes, earned him the nickname Motown's Poet Laureate. In 1972, Smokey left the Miracles to focus on his role as Motown's vice president and to launch a solo career. Hits like Cruisin', 1979, Being With You, 1981, and Ooh Just to See Her, 1987, showcased his signature romantic R&B sound. As an executive until 1988, Robinson helped mentor legends like the Supremes and Stevie Wonder. Even in his 80s, Smokey continues to perform and create. His 2023 album, Gasms, proved that his vocal and creative powers remain intact. Behind the success was a love story marked by deep pain and resilience. Smokey met Claudette Rogers in Detroit as teenagers. She joined the Miracles, then still the Five Chimes, in the late 1950s. Their chemistry on stage soon blossomed into real-life romance, and they married in 1959, just as the group's fame began to rise. Claudette's harmonies became an essential part of the Miracles' sound. She toured with the group and recorded with Smokey, helping shape their early identity. However, their private life was not as harmonious as their music. By the mid-1960s, Claudette retired from touring to focus on starting a family, a decision shadowed by heartbreak. Throughout the decade, she suffered multiple miscarriages, the exact number undisclosed, but each one left a lasting scar. Smokey later described the losses as emotionally devastating, saying they crushed their hopes of parenthood again and again. These tragedies tested their relationship deeply. While the world saw a joyful, glamorous couple, they were quietly mourning dreams that never materialized. The emotional strain of trying to build a family amid a demanding music career and constant public attention was immense. In many ways, Smokey channeled that pain into his music. Songs like The Tracks of My Tears, 1965, with its lyrics about hiding sadness behind a smile, hinted at the grief beneath his public persona. Despite their suffering, the couple's perseverance was eventually rewarded. In 1968, they welcomed their first child, Barry, followed by their daughter Tamar, Tama, in 1971. Their names were tributes to Motown, Barry, after founder Berry Gordy, and Tamar, after the label's Tamla subsidiary. Though the children brought joy, the scars of past miscarriages lingered. Smokey has acknowledged how deeply the experiences shaped his outlook on life and family. As the years went on, Smokey's career flourished, but his marriage began to unravel. Claudette had stepped back from the spotlight, focusing on raising Barry and Thelma while Smokey juggled his roles as a solo artist and a Motown executive. But with fame came temptation. The long separations, the adulation, and the fast-paced lifestyle took their toll. In the early 1980s, infidelity became an issue that could no longer be ignored. Smokey has since admitted to several extramarital affairs. The most devastating revelation came in 1984, when he fathered a son, Trey, with another woman. For Claudette, this was a shattering betrayal. After standing by him through miscarriages, fame, and career demands, the infidelity, especially with a child involved, was too much to bear. This was also a time when Smokey was battling cocaine addiction, which he later described as a descent into paranoia and emotional isolation. The addiction magnified his recklessness and deepened the divide in his marriage. Despite Claudette's strength and loyalty, the trust that once defined their partnership was irreparably damaged. After 27 years of marriage, they divorced in 1986. Smokey later described it as one of the lowest points of his life, a moment that forced deep self-reflection. He recognized the pain he caused and has publicly expressed regret, calling Claudette his first and greatest love. For Claudette, the divorce marked the end of a long journey marked by shared dreams, public success, and private sorrow. She had weathered grief, betrayal, and immense pressure with grace. Smokey Robinson and Claudette Rogers' love story is one of brilliance and heartbreak. From teenage sweethearts to Motown royalty, their bond was forged through music, tested by tragedy, and ultimately broken by betrayal. Yet it remains one of the most iconic, and human, relationships in the history of American music. Smokey went on to rebuild his life. He overcame addiction, continued his musical career, and remained a celebrated figure in pop culture. But in many ways, the emotional depth of his music, his ability to write about love, pain, longing, and joy, was shaped by his life with Claudette. Their story reminds us that behind the glitter of fame are real people, real struggles, and real heartaches. Smokey Robinson's life has been filled with chart-topping hits, unforgettable performances, and a legacy that helped define a generation. But behind the soulful melodies and timeless lyrics lies a man who has loved deeply, lost painfully, and lived through choices that left permanent scars. His marriage to Claudette Rogers was more than just a union of Motown royalty, it was a story of hope, heartbreak, and the high cost of fame. Their journey reminds us that even legends are human, and love, no matter how strong, can be tested beyond repair. As we celebrate Smokey's iconic contributions to music, we also honor the woman who stood beside him through triumph and tragedy, Claudette, the quiet force behind the harmony. Thank you for watching. If this story moved you, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more deep dives into the untold truths behind your favorite stars. And as always, keep the conversation going in the comments. What are your thoughts on Smokey and Claudette's story? Until next time, stay curious, stay compassionate, and keep listening to the music that moves your soul.